it's Jen, and I'm excited to be joining Altenew for their 5th anniversary blog hop. I am going to be creating a layout today using a couple of items that I've had for a little bit and haven't had a chance to use. One of them is this Altenew spring shower cover die. It cuts out all of these little flowers and you can use this as a card front, but what I'm going to do is actually use the pieces inside to create some little flowers for my layout, and it shows you right on the package how you can piece things together. And I'm going to be using these papers from the Live Your Dream collection to cut out my flowers. And I wanted to use these because I can get a bunch of different colors in one pass of the die that way, and I thought that would be a good idea. And then I'm also going to cut some out in watercolor paper and use my Altenew watercolors to color them. And then I want to try to use the camera from this Altenew Snapshots stamp set as well. I'm using this photo of me when I was 2. It matches these colors perfectly and I just came across it. I've never scrapbooked this photo and this is the only one that I have. It's really small, but I think that will be fun to play up the flowers on this page. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Be sure to watch to the end of the video and head over to my blog because I'm going to tell you over on my blog how you can win gift cards and prizes and get shipping discounts and all that kind of good stuff. So be sure to check that out at CraftyJenSchow.com. Let's go ahead and get started with the layout.
Alright guys, so you can see I'm starting with some of the Altenew pattern papers from their Live Your Dream collection, and I'm just cutting up some pieces that have some interesting colors in them. I thought I would use that paper on the bottom there, but I don't end up using it. I just used 2 of the papers, and then I'm going to use some white watercolor paper because my original idea was to go ahead and watercolor some of these flowers. I ended up liking the white, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but I'm just using my Spellbinders Platinum 6 machine here to cut a bunch of these out. With the watercolor paper, since it's thicker, I did run it through a few times just so that I could make sure I got a clean impression, and so you'll see that here.
Okay, so I 100% understand the level of crazy that has gone on here, but what I've done is I've gone ahead and die cut all of those pieces. I think I die cut it about 6 or 7 times, and then I sorted all of the little pieces. I decided to just keep the watercolor ones white. I think that it will need the white with all the bright color, and so I'm going to see how far these little ones get me because I'm going to layer some of them up. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to I'm going to make a few like the ones that it shows on the back of here. So I'll take one like this, and then maybe we'll do something like this, and then we can take one of these little things and stick it in the middle. I'll make a few like that, and then I'll also make a few like this. Let's start with a white one here, and then it looks like they're layering it up with the little flower that has a hole in it, and then you can fill in the hole, which I did keep these little tiny pieces too. And so I'll do some like that. And then, okay, that's the same as this pretty much. And then that one is the same as that too. So I'll just kind of play around with these. Maybe what I'll do is I'll like do one of these and then I can add like this on top or something. I don't know. I'm going to play around with these. And I'm just going to glue a bunch of these flowers together, and I want to create, I think what I want to do is create a whole side of my layout like that. So I'm gonna glue some of these together and kind of arrange them, and then I'll come back because it's going to take me a little while to do that.
So I cut most of my process out of gluing all the flowers together, but I did want to show you some of it because I'm just basically, I glued random flowers together. I'm arranging them on the background. This was a labor of love. I arranged them all, and then so first I glued the flowers together, and then I started gluing them on the background, and then I started adding in like the leaves and smaller little bits to fill in the spaces. And like I mentioned, I had originally planned to do about half of the layout with these flowers, so just that whole left and bottom side. And here you can kind of see that coming in into shape. And then I decided it would look better if I just did the entire background. So I ended up die cutting some more pieces, and I think I cut four more times, and so I did it 10 or 11 times. I die cut the whole background, and here you can see it completed. I'm bringing it up to show you. The white I think really helps because there's a lot of color going on, but I just think it looks so pretty, and it was fun to do even though it took me a while. So you can kind of, you know, decide what works for you. But it really was simple. It just was time consuming. So I'm just using some of the leftover bits to create a photo mat for my photo. And then I also grabbed a piece of vellum, and I want to add a little bit of vellum behind my photo because that will help it stand out, but also you'll be able to see through to the background that I spent so much time on. So I just folded it in half, and I'm going to cut it down just a little bit and glue that all together. Now, besides the background, the rest of the layout took me only a few minutes to do because the real work went in on the background. So you could do something similar with a pre-printed paper probably, but I really loved the way that this turned out. So I'm using all of the products that I'm using mostly are from the Altenew Live Your Dream collection. So these black puffy stickers are from that, and I'm making the title say this one because my journaling is going to talk about how my mom and dad didn't take very many photos growing up, but my mom was really good about taking the milestone photos, like when I turned 1, when I turned 2, when I turned 3. And so I'm grateful for that. And so that's kind of what I'm talking about on this in this journaling here. I'm just using my favorite black Muji pen to write that out. And I thought I would get the journaling down and then see how much room I had left over for writing things. Now I think I wrote the date right on that photo mat, and I really didn't like the way it looked. So I'm looking for something now that I can cover it up with. So I pulled out the die cuts, and you know, cherish is not usually one of my favorite words, but for this particular photo, I felt like it worked because I really do cherish those photos of me when I was younger. And look how cute I am, just adorable. So I pulled out these little kind of banner that you can like write on or put the date on, and I decided to just put them underneath the photo as a little and make an actual banner out of them. And I think that's a fun way to just bring some more attention there. And then I'm going to stamp the date above my journaling with some Altenew ink. And I did it in like a bright pinky red. And then I'm going to pop this up off of the background just so that it gives it even just that little bit more of something extra so that it stands out. And that's pretty much going to complete this. So here you can see the close-up photos. I had so much fun putting this together. And again, a labor of love, but I would definitely do it again. I think this kind of thing is actually really relaxing and fun to do. So I encourage you to try it out. Please leave a link in the comment section if you do, because I would love to see it. Here's a look at the final page, and I hope that you'll head over to my blog at CraftyJenSchow.com, where you can check out all of the details on the amazing giveaways that are going on and check out the other ladies in the blog hop. And I'm so thankful that you chose to spend a little bit of time with me here today. Be sure and subscribe if you don't already. I would love to see you. And here are a couple other videos you may like. Hope to see you soon.